we are back again this week. I'm recovering from being sick, so I apologize if I sound a little bleh. But we're back with more American Truck Simulator, the only game where I seem to have to do my content every week for this game because I have not set up a bunch of content pre-hand like some of the other videos I have. Still working on blah, blah, blah. Well, I want to do Modern Warfare, the campaign. I'm wearing the hat today for this game. I want to do the Modern Warfare campaign. I haven't started that yet. Working on Luigi's Mansion, the first one on GameCube over there. So I might do some of that today. Oh, the dog's all comfortable over there. I might do some Luigi's Mansion so I can try to wrap that up. I think I've got about 4 videos for that so far. So I don't know how long Luigi's Mansion is. But I would hope, I think I'm about halfway done. Luigi's Mansion. How long? How long to beat? Let's check that out real quick while we're on the stream here. How long to beat Luigi's Mansion? Yeah, 7 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. So I'm nearing the conclusion of that. I love that there's a website that you can just look up, or you can type in how long to beat and type in a game, and there's probably going to be several people that have chimed in on how long it takes. So 6 to 7 hours. So I'm probably about halfway or a little over halfway done with that game. So hopefully I can knock that out, maybe start the Modern Warfare campaign soon. I also need to get working on my damn wheel stand. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it, on how to build it. And like I said, I don't know if I'll do a video on it or not, because at this point I might just want to build it to actually get it done. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do a quick video where I just kind of show some still shots or something. Heyo. Utah came out last week, actually. When I said the last video I did, I actually had said Utah would be coming out soon. It came out actually the day, I think, before my video went out on Saturday, or the 7th, the day I recorded the video, I think. I don't have it yet. Hopefully by the next video I will have it. I plan on getting it, and then we can drive through it. For now, obviously we won't be exploring Utah in this short-ish playthrough, but we will do some exploring. We've got 1 garage that's large now. We've got 4 owned trucks. We've got 4 drivers, including myself being 5, right? Or do I have 3 plus myself? I'm not sure how we have that figured out yet. But we are able to make some money as I'm out of debt. We've been out of debt for the last couple games, so good on us. And then, like I said, we're going to hopefully be able to check out Utah next video, and go from there. Let's go to driver manager real quick. We've got, yeah, there's 4 of us plus me, 3 plus me. So I, of course, am the big earner. It went down a little bit because I've been doing some shorter runs. Our newest driver, Helena P, only pulling about 500 bucks a day, a little under 500 bucks a day. But overall, we are making money. Let's take a look at where we're at. I think we're in San Diego. I think I left off in California. I'm not 100% on that. We'll find out here in a second. I think that's where we left off though. So we'll start from there, and do a short trip. Like I said, I kind of want to do some shorter trips on here. Yep, helpful. All right, let's see. Yeah, we are in San Diego. So let us find a way to pick up one of these local deliveries. Let's go to this 42 print and see what they've got for us. While we're at it, let's do the radio. Get that copyright music going. Or the morning show. I forgot it's so early. It's only 8 a.m. Arizona time that I'm filming this right now, so I guess it is a bit early. Still on the Holmberg's morning sickness. Already off to a great start, as we can see, backing right into a tree. Spin out of here. Spin, 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 spin. And let's go. I actually want to ignore the GPS for a hot second and go to the left and follow those cars, because that road is unexplored and I don't know when I would get a chance to explore that roadway if I don't do this. So let's just cruise out. Thankfully nobody was there. Ah! Sorry, car. I'm getting over sickness. Didn't mean to do that. Just block traffic though. Alright, so let's head over. Was it worth it? No, probably not. So, let's see. Any updates since the last video? I kind of, like I said, it's funny, but I find myself these being like chatty videos where I just talk about whatever. So I hope if you enjoy American Truck Simulator or watching people play it, I hope you enjoy people that ramble on. I don't know if everyone does that, but I feel like it's highly possible that there might be a lot of players that you end up just talking. So updates, let's see, Death Stranding came out since the last video. I picked that up on Friday, and when I started to get sick, and I didn't feel like playing it Friday because I was sick, but I did start to play it over the weekend, and I gotta say it's interesting. I kind of dig the game. I would say I'm under the 10-hour mark. I think I'm about, I want to say 7 or 8 hours in. I'm approaching the illustrious 10-hour mark. I've seen a lot of reviews or people say, I haven't watched too many of them. I want to avoid as many spoilers as possible. But I've heard a lot of channels that I watch say that within the beginning, the first 10 hours, once you get that 10-hour mark roughly, it starts to open up for you. So we'll see how it goes after that. I did just have a vehicle, because you can get a bike. I did have a bike and tried to be fancy with that and got it stuck. So, and this was after I built a generator to charge the battery. Like, it was going good, and then I stuck it up on a hillside. But it's definitely an interesting game. I'll say that. And it definitely, I could see where it wouldn't be for everyone, but it's worth taking a chance if you like something that's different or unique or maybe not what you're used to trying out. We'll talk more in a second. Let's check the old freight market. What do we got that's nearby? 5-hour run to Phoenix or to Camp Verde. Let's do this one because it's just a hair more and it seems shorter. Yeah, oh no, this one's 3 hours. How is that? Oh, maybe, yeah, I don't know how you're taking the same route, but it's higher up, but it's less time. All right, let's take this job. Can I change the trailer type? Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Let's just leave it what it is. Let's take this one to Phoenix. It'll be a nice little run there. So Death Stranding. So I actually played through the beginning twice. I played through on, because I was sick, and I didn't, the first day, I didn't really feel like playing. The girlfriend was off on Saturday, the day after I got it, and her PlayStation right now is hooked up in the living room. She has a PS4 as well. Hers is hooked up in the living room, so to kind of veg out and stuff, and she wanted to see it. She was kind of interested after I showed her the trailer to find out what the heck is this, like most of us are. I went ahead and played it in the living room through the first, I want to say the opening 4 hours-ish, I want to say. If you haven't played the game, I don't want to give any spoilers, but basically in the beginning it's pretty heavy on the cinematic opening of the world, you know, getting you to understand the world you live in or kind of feel the world the way it is. So in the beginning, I think I did, you know, a half hour of gameplay, maybe, and then it was cinematic, and then I went on a bit longer in a cinematic, and then more gameplay for a little bit. Basically, I'm assuming the whole game is gonna roll out like this, so it's no biggie, but you're basically trying to reestablish these outcropped areas on a grid using these chiral strands, which connects these outposts through data. Basically, I guess the easiest comparison would be like the internet connects us all right now. It kind of has that same line of thinking, basically, where these outposts are connected via these chiral strands, and that way they can offer resources and monitor and communicate with each other, and you're trying to connect people. It's all about connections. The first mission sees you deal with, well, the very first thing you do is you're going to deliver medicine to this first outpost. That's the first one I mentioned I did. And that's kind of an intro to the game, like how to use the controls and stuff like that. The second one, it's a story mission, so I won't say what it's about, but you also, that's where you get your little, they're called BBs, but the baby that's going to be attached to you that helps you see, they're called the BTs. Those, if you've seen any of the trailers or anything like that, it's those dark creatures hiding in this otherworldly plane, it looks like. They're called BTs. And the BBs help you see the BTs or detect the BTs while you're in the world, trying to deliver your packages. So you end up getting this BT, and I need to see, I guess south towards Tijuana is where we're going. I'm not 100% sure which route I need to be on. Nope, I need to get over. So you are on a mission that's going to get you this BB that that's going to help you see the BTs as you move through the world. So the first, that was probably the first two-ish missions. And then there's another one where you go to another settlement and set it up for them and get them into the network. So basically I did probably 2 or 3 missions and maybe 3 or 4 hours of gameplay on the girlfriend's PlayStation 4. Of course, I had to experience a lot of the game for myself for the first time there, as far as learning the controls, the way things work, things like that. I experienced on that game. So when I went and played it on my console, I had a little bit, at least better idea of the things I needed to do or controlling, because basically the way you pack your bag, the way you put things on in your cargo is the way you put things on your back is going to affect how your character, Norman Reedus, moves. Because if you have too much weight, basically you can fall over more easily, and you have to grab your backpack straps to feel to center out your weight or to stabilize your weight. So it's an interesting play mechanic right there. Just gonna sneak in, Semi. Yeah, thought you might stop for me. So that's already an interesting mechanic I've never seen in a game. But in my time playing through hers, you know, like I said, I had seen some routes and gone some different paths than what I would end up going on mine. I didn't even check my sleep calendar. Oh, okay, I got 6 hours and 5 hours to my delivery. All right. So one thing that is interesting is when you have your BB on, it could make sound through the controller to let you know when the BTs are around. So that was an interesting thing. But at one point during my walking or travels, I had to soothe the BB, because you want to keep the BB in the condition, in a good, happy condition that it's in, because that affects the effectiveness of your BB, and it can actually get sick if you stress it out too much. There's a reason why all this is going on. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so I won't tell you why, but there's a reason why the BBs are the way they are, and why you have to keep them in this condition. However, in her playthrough, when I played through hers, I actually just soothed the baby, and it was kind of like, oh yeah, hey, you know, here's another mechanic that's strange, but you know, it was kind of interesting, and then we went on. But the cool part for me was having played it on ooh having played it on her PlayStation first and then going to play through the same exact intro on my PlayStation yielded some different results. First, there's a thing that's kind of cool about the game is basically the more people interact on the server you're on, I don't think it's all one server, I think it's multiple servers, but the more people interact on the server you're on, the more their remnants or the more things that are left behind from them. They introduced this in a really cool way. There's an NPC named Igor, and basically at the beginning of the game, I mean, he dies. He's in one of the trailers where the car that they're in flips. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but this one's kind of been out there. He's one of the guys that's in the trailer where the car flips and the guy gets taken up in the air, and I've seen that character in a lot of the footage. That happens earlier on. But that's one of the NPCs, and when I was on her PlayStation as well as mine, the part that introduces you to the concept of people leaving stuff behind has this NPC. He's used a route that you can use, and he's left ladders behind. He's constructed some ladders to help you move around the terrain. So instead of maybe going around the mountain like I did the one time on the girlfriend's PlayStation, you can just go up the ladder. I think I ended up using his ladders the second time when I played it on mine because I knew they were there. When I first started, I wasn't sure what any of those were. I thought maybe it was a location where you could drop a ladder or an idea for a ladder. But what it ended up being is that characters can leave stuff behind that will help you across your journey. Bridges, roadways. He left ladders and a rope. People leave post boxes where you can trust because there's packages littered all over the environment too. You can pick up a package, and so I'll use this game for an example. Let's say we're taking this package from San Diego to Phoenix, and let's say something happens to my character. Either I die, or maybe I drop the package. Maybe it's just too much weight, or maybe I decide I don't want to take it. If I drop it on the ground, someone else can pick it up and carry it the rest of the way for a reward. Also, if let's say I don't want to take it the whole way, maybe my character's having a hard time, I can drop it in a box if someone's built a post box, and then players can pick it up from the post box and take it the rest of the way as well for a reward. You have other issues to contend with the whole time. Of course, you have the BTs, which are, like I said, those dark, otherworldly creatures that come out only when it rains. Now, when it rains, if you've seen any trailers on it, hopefully if I'm talking about Death Stranding, you're at least remotely interested, and if not, maybe I'm at least being informational. When it rains, the rain is called timefall, and basically what happens with the rain, and I don't know if you could really tell from the trailers, but when it rains, it fast forwards time. So if your character, now the suit you're wearing protects you from the effects of it, as long as you're wearing the suit, obviously, which you are, so no biggie there. I haven't ran into a situation where you're gonna get affected by that because you're wearing your suit, and when it starts to rain, he pulls up his hood. But things around you, like the ground, you can see little sprouts of grass, they come up and then they die, and things die really fast because obviously it's fast forwarding time. Your packages that are on your back have cases that are resistant to the timefall, but gradually will be eaten away. The resistance is gradually eaten away if the more time you spend in the rain. So you can seek out shelter, and I haven't got this far yet because right now I can only look for caves and stuff. But you can actually build at some point pop-up shelters where you can stay under there and rest, and that way you can wait out the rain and not have to worry about the effects of the timefall. So there's that mechanic. So you've got the BTs, you've got the timefall rain going against you, and then you also have what are they called? I forgot what they're called. They're basically like raiders that will try to take your packages from you. if you're carrying a package for delivery. Now, if you're walking through the world with no packages to deliver, they won't bother you. But if you're trying to make deliveries, these raiders, I again forget what they're called. They have a specific title. They will actually try to take your stuff and be a danger to you as well. So it's not a stealth game like Metal Gear Stealth, where you've got to really sneak around. It does help to sneak around a bit, but you don't have to be super stealthy, and there's no like penalty. Basically, when you wander through a zone, these guys have little posts set up around their area, and if you wander through a zone, it will set off a sensor for them, and they'll start making their way towards you. Now, if you plan your route, and that's the other thing that's kind of important about the game, you can plan your route of travel however you want. So what you can do, like there was one mission kind of close to where I'm at now. I actually planned a route. It ended up going through their territory, but it was on a very northern end of it, and so their sensor went off, detected me, but I was able to get out of the area before they were able to come find me and attack me. So it's not, unless you're going right through the middle, because they have camps set up too, and unless you go right through the middle, you probably won't run into any issues with them finding you or taking you down fast enough, unless you go right through the middle. You can also raid, they have a post box in their camp. You can also raid their post box for items and packages that they have stolen that you can then turn in and redeem for rewards as well. It's definitely an interesting game. It's definitely something new that I've never played style-wise, and I'm enjoying it. I don't know, the music is pretty solid in it. The presentation is good and interesting. It definitely is very cinematic. In that, and they said it early on, there's an actual very easy mode that you can play through if you just want to experience the story and you don't want to have to worry about any of the combat elements or anything. I don't know how stripped away the game becomes when you play that way. I'm playing on normal. There's a very easy, normal, and then hard. I'm playing on normal because I've played games, like I'm a gamer. I think most gamers, if you're used to action games or first-person shooters or any kind of style of game on a decent level, you're probably going to play on normal. I don't imagine a lot of people are going to play on very easy, unless they just don't play that. I mean, it's hard to say that style, unless they don't play a lot of games. Or they don't want a challenge. I mean, like I said, it's there for people who don't want a challenge, but I don't know how stripped away that makes the game. I don't know. I don't know if that just gets rid of like the BTs. I would see that being bad because that's a very important story element, but then again, maybe it does make them less present, or you just don't have to deal with them. But it's interesting nonetheless, and like I said, I'm enjoying it. I was gonna do videos on it, but I wanted to play it. Sometimes I have games that I want to play off video to just enjoy playing through them, and this one was really weird because I was like, well, I could do it, but I don't know how long the game is. It could be super long. But on the other hand, too, I just want to be able to enjoy the game and maybe take it in for what it is, and not worry about making a video, because then I probably wouldn't get to play it very often or go through it as I have been. But it's very hard to say who will enjoy it and who won't. I will just say, if you're into Kojima, you'll probably like it. You know, he did Metal Gear and stuff like that. I've kind of liked Metal Gear. I remember playing Metal Gear Solid when I was a kid on PlayStation, and I remember where Psycho Mantis looks at your memory card and tells you what you've been playing and stuff like that. I remember that whole experience. So since then, I've kind of enjoyed some of the games. I haven't kept up with Metal Gear over the years. I did play Phantom Pain halfway through, And that's about the point, I think, where Konami and Kojima start to have their fallout, because the second half is repeated the first mission. So it's that's kind of where I stopped, because I was like, really? I do the same thing over again? I'm good. So I never finished the Phantom Pain, but I did like it. And lately, like with Yakuza and Persona, and just in general, I've kind of gotten more into some of the Eastern style of things when it comes to games. Just the quirkiness of some of them, and the oddities in some of the games that they have out there. So I've really kind of embraced some of that in my games, just as a breath of fresh air. On top of that, the girlfriend's been trying to get me into anime more, so I've started watching some animes. There's some things that, because she grew up watching some of them, there's some things I enjoy. I've been watching some Bleach. What else? Death Note, I still need to finish. I haven't watched the Netflix adaptation, don't want to. Started to watch, she put on the Bleach movie, and I haven't finished Bleach yet, but she put on the Bleach movie that Netflix did, and my goodness, I could see what they were going for, but that's a hard material to turn into something in reality that looks watchable. Because as somebody that's new to it, I was like, well, I can see what they did, but I'm not a fan, I don't think. Did they close my roadway? It looks like they did. What's funny is I wonder what happens if you go past that. Oh, and they closed that exit too. Damn. Because what I was going to do was turn in the dirt and just roll upward. So now, we just added an hour and a half to my route. Jeez. Oh yeah, we gotta take the 10 through. Okay, well, whatever. Anyways, so I'm enjoying kind of the Eastern flavor and some of the stuff that I watch, and the influence and some of the content that comes out of there. So I'm enjoying the game. It's interesting. It's not generic gameplay. It's not something you've seen before. Like, it has elements that you've seen before, but I mean, it's as simple as, like, when your character's walking down a hill, Norman Reedus, you know, he has momentum. So if you get your character going, he'll be hustling pretty good. He'll start walking pretty fast, but it's because he's got all that weight on him, which makes sense. If you're walking down a hill with a backpack, you're probably gonna, you know, slide down a hill possibly, and there's things like that that you have to contend with. So it has bits of survival, I guess I would say, in it, and that's kind of unique. It's a weird mix. So I'm definitely enjoying it. Like I said, though, it's probably not going to be for everyone. I think the biggest opinion that seems to ring true with what I can say about my time with it too is that it is not gonna be for everybody. It's got things in there that not everyone will probably enjoy. But I mean, even like Metal Gear Phantom Pain, I could see where that would probably have, I mean, it has the Metal Gear name and it had kind of a formula that they had established, but there was things in there that were definitely different for me. I've never been, I think I've said it on several games I've played, I've never been huge on stealth. Just because I suck at it. Especially tough stealth games. If you give me a game, oh, is this going to push me past my clock? No, barely. If you give me a game where there's some stealth elements, I might do alright. But if it's hard stealth, like, Thief, I think, is one of them that comes to mind. I think I might have started that one and never finished. There's a goblin game where you're a goblin and you're trying to stealth around. Like, that's basically the premise of the game. It's a stealth game, and I wanted to play it, but that one was a tough game. I'm just not that great at stealth. I think Assassin's Creed level stealth is probably starting to be the peak of my enjoyment of stealth, because it's not do or die. It's kind of like, well, you should be, but you have options to not be. Um, Hitman, I like the game, but sometimes that's a little difficult. But the newer Hitmans I definitely enjoy more. The newer one I enjoyed, and I still need to finish it. But the older ones I tried playing. I think it was Absolution or something like that. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with my stealth abilities? So it definitely is interesting. It's an interesting game. It's an interesting concept. It'll be interesting to see what comes of more people trying it out and playing it. I have been excited to play it, and I can't wait to get back into it some more. To try to understand the world a little bit more of Death Stranding and see what's going on. So we'll see. Like I said, hopefully you're a fan or you were interested, because this video ended up being me talking about all of Death Stranding. But it is what it is. We'll see. What's the other game I wanted to play? Not sitting over there. Outer Worlds, I want to pick that up. I haven't picked that up yet. I think that'll be a fun game. Made by Obsidian, same people who did Fallout New Vegas. That one seems to be being hailed as the better Fallout right now. It's the people who did New Vegas, but it's actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 2 of the original creators of Fallout are on that same team. So the people who came up with the original idea are on that development team. So I mean, if anything, and I think they sold their property to Bethesda, so I think that's why they became Obsidian. If anything, it probably does harken true to the ideas or the feelings of Fallout, because they created the original games, if I remember right. Like I said, I'm just going off of what I think I know. So it's possible that that game is very Fallout-like just because the developers made Fallout. So I'm definitely interested in that game, and hopefully we'll be picking that up at some point, maybe for the holidays. It's a really weird time to buy anything right now. It's the holidays. A lot of sales are coming up in the next couple weeks. It is November, what is it, the 13th? So I mean, there's a lot of sales coming up between now and December. So it's hard to just want to reach out and buy anything. Of course, I'm sure people are counting for the Steam Winter Sale, where you can pick up American Truck Simulator, I'm sure, and everything else that you may have missed throughout the year. My wish list is packed, as always. So I'll be hoping to hopefully score some good deals on some content. I did pick up, I don't think I mentioned it in the last video, I did pick up Song of Horror. It's an episodic horror game, and I've seen some people play through the first episode, and I dig it, so I picked it up, and I picked it up when it went on sale, so I ended up getting the season pass because it was a great deal on that. More episodes. I think the first 2 are already out, with the 3rd one I think being in either November or December. I think there's 5 total planned. I'd have to look at the store page for that. Obviously, if you're interested, you can check it out. Not sponsored. I feel like I gotta say that in all my videos, although the way YouTube's going, I'm sure I might not ever have sponsored content. The Song of Horror, I'm gonna try that out too. I'll probably make videos for that since it's episodic. I need to finish out Bendy and the Ink Machine. I know I've mentioned it, I have episode 5, and I think I've posted 4 out of the 5 episodes already. I just need to finish that game. The last episode, there's another game that they're developing. It's a cowboy, something cowboy. Forgot what it was. I just looked at it. Or something bandit. I picked the first episode up for that, so I'm going to give that a whirl. Because I did enjoy the world of Bendy and the Ink Machine very much. So I want to see what they're coming out with next. So we'll see how that one goes as well. So hopefully I can start getting those videos done and put on the channel as well. And at some point, my Luigi's... Oh, damn. At some point, my Luigi's Mansion gameplay will go up as well. Like I said, hopefully next week we'll be into Utah for the American Truck Simulator expansion, so we can check out Utah. We're still in Phoenix, Arizona now. We just dropped off in Phoenix, so we'll have to make a bit of a run, I think, to go to Utah. But we'll see if we can get there for the next time we play. But until then, Like I said, I'm trying to make these a little bit shorter, so at least on the truck videos, because I make so many of them. So if you watch, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you got anything to say down below. Otherwise, we'll see you the next time when we're playing some more American Truck Simulator. And until then, bye for now. Enjoy your weekend. You'll never get the best of me. I'm anti-everything. Still talking about that Dead album. All this time later. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Here's your video here.